Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our general session. Today, August the 6th, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know everybody is still reeling from the events of this weekend, and I do know that my colleagues want to have some words to say, and I would turn it over to Commissioner Boyce, who has asked especially to have a few words, so please take it.
Thank you, Madam President, and I want to thank everyone who have sent their prayers and heartfelt thoughts out to the families of the victims over the last several days. Certainly, we here at Franklin County feel that way and feel for them in Dayton and El Paso, Toledo, and everywhere else across America where they've had the unfortunate experience of dealing with mass shootings from evil and the hatred that often exists in our world. When probably the earliest memory that I have in life is when I was 7 years old. And I can remember getting a knock at the door, and it was my aunt who lived a few doors down, quickly ushered my mother into the kitchen. Long story short, a few minutes later, my mother came out, set my sister and I on her lap, and shared with us that my father had just been murdered. And here was a man who did 2 tours in Vietnam as a Marine and came back to his own neighborhood and community to have his life taken by someone that looked like him, lived in his same community, and shared a lot of the same daily challenges and issues that he did with his family. And over the last few days, you know, I've really struggled with putting out a statement like so many politicians and political figures have done. You know, a lot of them issued statements, a lot of them had press conferences, and I have to say, quite frankly, we're at a point in this country, and we've been at a point in this country where press conferences and statements aren't what we need. We need action. I'm making this statement because I'm calling on Governor DeWine. You know, I'm calling on Attorney General Yost. I'm calling on Speaker Larry Householder to take action. We appreciate the statements. We appreciate the condolences. But enough is enough. And they're running this state, and they have the ability to make a difference. And quite frankly, I'll go as far to say I'm asking to work with you on this. You know, I would say that Franklin County, I don't want to speak for my colleagues, but I know their passion and care about these issues as well. And we'd like to work with you. We are part of the system of the impact of what happens when mass shootings occur or when guns are used in crimes and there are victims. And what I can tell you about being a victim myself is that it's not simply the person whose life is taken that's the victim. It lasts for a lifetime and generations. And so I'm asking that we can work together to make a real difference. And you know, and again, my criticism of those who are in leadership right now is to say that, you know, we've missed the opportunity. There are at least 10 bills right now in the General Assembly that are gun control laws that are fair. And I should add, I'm a gun owner, by the way. And so not trying to take anyone's rights away, but we've got to take some action that will protect our families, our citizens, and our communities. And for all of the press conferences and statements that have been done, you know, there are bills like Senate Bill 19, sponsored by Senator Sandra Williams of Cleveland, to enact red flag protections, and Representative Bride Rose McSweeney and Allison Russo, right here in Columbus, have proposed companion legislation in the House. House Bill 63, sponsored by Cecil Thomas, a former law enforcement officer, to require universal background checks on gun purchases. And Phil Robinson is proposing companion legislation in the House. House Bill 62, House Bill 64, or Senate Bill 62, Senate Bill 64, Senate Bill 65, Senate Bill 43, House Bill 240. I can go on and on and on. None of these bills have been passed this year. None of these bills have been passed this year and have barely had hearings. And you want to issue statements. Let's work together to make the difference. You know, we've got an opportunity to, and it's not just about bills being passed or statements being made, but it's working together to create an environment that families can be safe in, that people can be safe in. It's okay for you to go out to a bar and enjoy some times with the friends. You shouldn't have to worry about your life being taken. Right. And so here is a real opportunity, and I challenge those in leadership in our governor's office, you know, and I think very highly of our governor. I think he's a good person. And those in our House leadership, I think Speaker Householder, you know, is trying to do some interesting things working with Democrats. But you know, you got the heartbeat bill done. You know, you called an emergency session for the energy bill, the bailout to the energy company. You know, you got the budget. You did a temporary budget. We can get some gun control legislation done, and it's a matter of the will of. And I will put Franklin County out there to say we'll work with you to get these things done, because we've been impacted across the board. Our families and our communities have been impacted every day from gun violence. And so I challenge the governor, and I challenge our speaker, I challenge the attorney general to work with counties like Franklin County, Cuyahoga County, Lucas County, Montgomery County, Summit County, any county in between, Hamilton County, and I believe we can move the needle in this conversation, not to where these things never happen. Evil has existed since the beginning of time, and it will exist until the end of time. But we can do our best to control it and manage it in a way that makes our families and our residents and our community safe. And that's what's most important. And I would ask all those who are listening and all those who are here to join me in this challenge with our legislative and gubernatorial leaders to say, let's work together to move the needle in Ohio so that tomorrow is better than today.
Commissioner Boyce, I could not have said it better. I too have been struggling this weekend. There are no words. We're out of words. It's time to act, and act now. And beyond the state, it's time for this country to act and to end the violence and end the use of assault weapons to kill people. And that's the bottom line. There's no sense in having automatic weapons to kill people. And I don't care if you're a hunter. I don't care if you want to protect your family. I'm all for that. I'm all for Second Amendment rights. But there is no point in allowing guns for killing of people. It's just wrong. And I will do whatever it takes in the time I'm here to fight for that right, for safety, for our residents throughout this city, throughout the county, throughout the state, and throughout this great country that we live in. It takes political will to do these things, and we know in this county, hard work is hard. It takes leadership. And we know how to get things done, and we will use whatever power we have to make sure that we make the right decisions for our residents. I will just take a short moment of silence. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate you all being here today. We don't often get, fortunately, we don't often have the need to get this worked up on things, but these are desperate times, and we have to speak out when things are so bad. We do have some guests today. We have some special guests today. We have a dear friend, Mr. John Gregory, who is here to, the founder of the Male Wellness, the African American Male Wellness Walk. And I know that we've got a lot of people here in the audience representing the African American Male Wellness Walk, which is this Saturday, and we are thrilled to have all of you here in the audience. I don't know who wants to come up. If John is coming up, that's wonderful. We're thrilled you're here, and I know we've got a great event coming up on Saturday with the walk. We've got the health fair. We've got the screenings coming up starting at 7. If you want to just talk for a few minutes, we've also got a resolution for you, and we want to get a picture with you.
Hey, that sounds great. These are my friends.
I see. You've got lots of friends.
All right. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting us. It's always, I'm sitting here laughing, Marilyn, because I remember we were having coffee on High Street long time ago. And we were talking about what a wonderful commissioner you were going to make. And I want to say that you have fulfilled that calling. And so we thank you. I want to just give you a slight history of the African American Male Wellness Initiative. We started 16 years ago because, like Commissioner Boyd said, that we wanted to do something. We just didn't want to talk. We wanted to do something. And the African American Male Wellness Initiative is not just about health. It's about mental health. We do a program called Barbershop Talk, Real Men, where we bring African American men together to talk about it's okay when you have mental health issues and to get help. We also do a program called Barbershop Talk, where we do a cooking with dads, where we bring fathers and their children together and they have cooking experiences and learn how to cook healthy meals. We also do an AIDS event where we're trying to make African American men are the leading in the county who are testing positive for AIDS. And so we're doing AIDS education. I was appointed to the governor's committee on opium crisis, and that's our new thing that we're taking on is the opium uses, because what they found out was that African American men over the age of 40 are overdosing at a higher rate than white men. And they just found this out through research from last year. And then finally, our African American Male Initiative also does a financial wellness where we're trying to teach black men how to be financially responsible for their families. And finally, we have a program called the Untapped Workforce, where we're trying to make sure that we take African American men between the ages of 18 and 35 and give them a new skill in technology so they can become employed and productive citizens. So this is a year-long initiative. The walk just happens to be a culmination of what we have done all year. We now currently have a committee that meets once a month with 75 different organizations in the community. It's a community organization. It's very grassrootsy. So you see us, we see our cards. Director Bibbins put something funny out on the internet the other day. Said, "The nursing homes have a passion team?" And so we said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we are having a senior pavilion, Director Pavilion. So nursing home people will be coming out." Right now, currently, we have over 500 passion teams signed up. We have about 100 and some churches signed up. We have every hospital system. Every managed care system is involved. The Columbus City Schools is involved. Every fraternity is involved. Lots of communities involved. And so what we believe is that this is one example that Commissioner Boyce was talking about. If we work together, we can solve a problem if we work together. And so we're expecting a large crowd. We also have with us today celebrity Robert Richard, who I don't know if many of you remember him, but he used to be on, what was you on?
Cousin Skeeter's my show, Coach Carter's my show, 101's my show, long list of stuff.
So he's here as our ambassador. We are now in 16 different cities across the country. We started here. The governor proclaims August as African American Male Wellness Month. We have the walk in every metropolitan city in the state of Ohio. Last week, we did a walk in Seattle, Washington for the first time, and they told us to send Columbus notice that they're coming after you. And then our last walk will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, which will be headed up by Dr. Gus Parker, and they are really excited. So we appreciate your funding, anything that you have given us, and given us an opportunity to be here this morning. We're looking forward to being there. We're also going to give Director Bivens, she did a good job this year. And so we're giving her Going the Extra Mile Award at our reception on Thursday. And she's always talking smack, and so she was like, and then we will, at our reception on Thursday, we'll be honoring Mike Jackson for his work in the community, and we're going to give him the Valor Award because we feel like he deserves it. And then we will be honoring corporations. This year, we had a number of corporations. They're minority groups who have stepped up to participate in the walk. And the final thing is, I don't know if you've all seen it, but we also, Sunday, we launched our shoe. DSW last year came to the walk as a vendor, and what they found out when they refunded their coupons, that out of all the events in the city of Columbus, the African American Male Wellness Walk redeemed the most coupons in their store. And so as a result of that, they went to New Balance, and New Balance created a tennis shoe. I don't know if any of the guys have the shoe on. Okay, I'll do. And so we have a shoe, and inside the shoe it says African American Male Wellness Initiative. So we're doing a great job. We are glad to be part of the county. We thank you for having us this morning. We don't have expensive gifts. We want you to have a cup. We want you to have a hat, and we want you to wear a wristband.
Did you bring some tennis shoes for us?
We did.
I want some sneakers, man.
That might be over the amount we're allowed to give you.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah. Especially mine. I got big feet.
We've got some for you too.
So thank you for having us.
Before we make this presentation, Madam President, I'd just like to say that I want to thank you for your work. Because really the wellness is about prevention of chronic disease. And when you have a segment of your population that is disproportionately affected by chronic disease, hypertension, diabetes, over obesity, so forth and so on, these are things that can be preventable. Here at Franklin County, we're investing in our employees in a very similar way with wellness initiatives and all kinds of resources that I think, in the big scheme of things, reduce healthcare costs, create a healthier community, and prevent chronic disease. And so I feel like you are on the front line. You're on the front line and doing a major, excellent job of really bringing about awareness, but engaging people. When I was at the walk last year, I think last year was the year it rained really bad. Was that right? And I mean,
nobody would go home.
But nobody would go home, and more importantly, it was just a gathering and a convening for people to take time to get those wellness checks that we often just don't make time for during the year. And so I think having that sort of community approach. The only reason I didn't get tested out there and get all your stuff checked is because we're doing it at the county, and we had already done it. We've gotten, so that's to show our progressiveness, Administrator, about because I was like, oh, I just did that test. I got my bloods, I got my screening and whatnot. But we want everybody else to do it, and so I think that you are doing an amazing job, and appreciate it. Look forward to the run walk this year. Just for the record, I got to do 2 on that day. So I've got one first thing because I think ACSE is also in the morning, so I got to go there and then try to somehow get over to. I think this is the one I got a conflict on my staff, but so I'll be doing 2 that morning. So if I'm late, don't you mind me? I'm just going to jump in the run and try to finish up. And I know you got medical services in case I can't make it. So again, thank you for what you represent. Thank you for the great work you're doing. Your team is amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So.
Well, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. There's no question. This is a lot of you, everybody, but imagine everybody here knows this is an issue. Healthcare and is something that's of major importance in my life. This weekend also marks the 20th anniversary of a major health issue in my life, and so I'll be celebrating my 20th anniversary of my very first crazy open heart incident, and so it's and I've been ever since. I've been talking about the need for folks to see their doctors, listen to their doctor's advice, constantly be in and having all of your tests taken and your prescriptions filled. And we've been, sitting on this panel for the last number of years, I've been, constantly been trying to remind folks that, all of these issues are important. So the mouthpiece that you guys are and the word that you're spreading and the things that you're doing in the community are the most important thing I think that we can be reminding folks on a daily basis. And so the work that you're doing is fantastic, and the word that you're spreading is unbelievable, and the way you're doing it, and then the numbers you're getting it done is tremendous, and the numbers you're doing it here today are phenomenal, and the tennis shoes are making us all jealous. So great work, and we're proud.
Let me say this is that we try to emphasize to everybody, since we know this is a public on TV, it's for everybody. And so every year, we have a white man who runs the race. It's a 5K official race.
Right.
And so I had to go last year and say, hey, look, could you let the black person win the race? So we want white men to know that we want them to come get tested also.
Well, I get tested so often, it's crazy. I get stuck with so many needles on a regular basis. It's kind of unbelievable, and my kids can't believe that I'm so used to it. But I will absolutely love to come show my support. So I will come out on Saturday morning. That's for certain. But I don't think I'm going to need to get any tests done. But I'll be happy to be there. So I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you all want to come on over to the center here, we will get your picture.
Just my color to cover my bald head.
Got to get the hat on.
Well, Kevin doesn't wear hats.
I
Don't.
You cover that too. Yeah, that's true. I'll stand next to the blue heron, that's fine. That's right, Kevin. If I had your hair, I would wear a hat.
Oh, come on.
Jealous of that. Get all this other picture. No doubt. No problem.
Yep, glad to be supportive of this thing.
Yeah, that's no chance.
What a great group.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to agenda, we need the approval of the minutes of May 21st general session and the minutes of May 23rd briefing.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes,
Minutes have been approved.
thank you. Clerk of Courts.
Resolution number 551-19, resolution authorizing a lease renewal of office space for the Clerk of Courts East Auto Title Branch in the amount of $1.
Good morning, Commissioners. Sean Reeder, Fiscal Officer for the Clerk of Courts. Today's resolution is a lease renewal with the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Bureau of Motor Vehicles. The Clerk's East Auto Title Branch occupies 2,830 square feet of office space at the state's Alum Creek facility. The existing lease originated back in 2012. The lease renewal will continue through June 30th, 2021 at an annual cost of $1. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Sorry. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 551-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes,
Resolution number 551-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
thank you. Emergency Management.
Resolution number 552-19, resolution authorizing a contract with Hagerty Consultant Incorporated for a coordinated Central Region evacuation plan in the amount of $105,070.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Before you is a resolution authorizing a contract with Hagerty Consulting Incorporated for services associated with the creation of a Central Region mass evacuation plan. This project is funded through a state Homeland Security grant to provide both a county-specific as well as a regional-level mass evacuation planning template in the unlikely event of a large-scale disaster or incident requiring evacuations. This project is similar to a recent project also undertaken by Hagerty for Cuyahoga County, in which they engaged local community partners to create a planning template. This common format or template for information assists when planning for incidents and the plans that may involve multiple jurisdictions and multiple disciplines. This project is designed to follow much the same format as Cuyahoga County, but rather than a single county project, it is designed to address county-level information and lead into a regional planning document benefiting the 15 counties within Homeland Security Planning Region 4. It is also anticipated that this plan will follow lessons learned from other areas nationwide and has the additional benefit of addressing all populations with a variety of needs so that those needs are correctly identified and addressed prior to needing to be put into operation. Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security worked with Franklin County Purchasing to craft the associated request for proposal, and in selecting Hagerty as the lowest and best bid. I'll gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 552-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
yes,
Resolution number 552-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 553-19, resolution appointing Tiffany Wright to the Homeland Security Advisory Committee.
This resolution is to appoint Tiffany Wright to the Homeland Security Advisory Committee. The Homeland Security Advisory Committee serves as the advisory group for the Columbus urban area, focusing on meeting the goals and objectives of creating a comprehensive, integrated, and regional approach to Homeland Security. The advisory committee was formed in 2003 while the federal government was drastically reducing while the federal government has drastically reduced the Homeland Security funds provided to the Columbus urban area, this group continues to meet with each other and to keep each other informed, to work collaboratively, and support the larger goal of creating safe, secure, and resilient communities. Ms. Wright is currently serving as the CEO for Hands on Central Ohio and serves as a nonprofit representative to this committee. I'll gladly answer any questions and request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 553-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
yes.
Resolution number 553-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 554-19, Resolution approving an amendment to the contract agreement with Franklin County Probate Court for adult protective service guardianship services, an increase of $56,000, a total amount of $171,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joy Bivens, Director of Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services.
Good morning, Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. This resolution will approve an amendment to our contract with Franklin County Probate Court to fund guardianship services for elderly adults who have been abused, neglected, or exploited. As you are aware, our agency is responsible for administering the Title 20 Block Grant funds locally via contracting for necessary services. This includes working with the Probate Court and the Public Guardianship Board to fund oversight and other protective services for elderly adults who require court-appointed guardians. The board serves adults ages 60 and up who are referred to the Court for Adult Protective Services by the Franklin County Franklin County Office on Aging as a result of abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Under this contract, the court-appointed social workers have served approximately 45 referred seniors. The additional funding will allow the court-appointed social workers to continue to provide direct assistance and make arrangements when necessary to ensure referred seniors receive the services they need and are treated with the respect and dignity they deserve throughout the remainder of the contract period. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 554-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution for 554-19 has been adopted. Resolution for 555-19, resolution approving 4 subway agreements with Community Refugee and Immigration Services, ETSS, Jewish Family Services, and U.S. Together Incorporated for refugee support services in the amount of $563,675.98.
Commissioners, as you know, Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services receives a state-funded grant, social funding grant. The funding is intended to help eligible newly refugees across Central Ohio address challenges and barriers as it relates to employment, such as language, education, and work skills. Over the past 3 years, Franklin County Refugee Social Services Collaborative Partners have enrolled more than 1,600 refugees in the RSSS programming, with 70%, which is 1,120 of all enrollees, obtaining employment exceeding the state target of 53%. Today, Commissioners, with us today, we have representatives from CRIS, Jewish Family Services, Us Together, and ETSS. We would ask that you allow them just a brief opportunity to come and share the impact of the dollars.
Absolutely. Would you like to introduce them
Yes.
as they come up?
Angie Plummer with Chris. We have Karen. I'm going to always, I think I always mispronounce her last name. Mazinter from Jewish Family Services. Nadia Cassian from Us Together and ETSS. We have none other than the Mr. Dr. Shaleshi. Would they please come to the podium if they are in the room? And I believe they have customers with them too as well. Commissioners, you know, as they come, these dollars are very important to our community, as we are one of the few counties in the state who have a lot of our residents who are new American citizens, and we want to make sure as resettlement and as we are being good partners and good residents and good neighbors, we have resources in order to assist in their them navigating throughout the community. Please introduce yourself as well.
Good morning. My name is Tara Dungana. I am a former refugee from Bhutan. Lived in a refugee camp for 20 years before coming to US. I work for Community Refugee and Immigration Services. My director, Angie Plummer, could not be here today. She is sorry for that. She has a sick family member to take care of, and she asked me to represent Chris, and I'm happy to do that here today. Thank you, Commissioners, for making Franklin County a place for us, immigrants and refugees, to call home. Providing us the opportunity to work here, do business, and make contribution to the local economy and to the community. I shared my personal story. I have a friend of mine and a client we call a customer that we serve. I just want to highlight that every refugees don't start a housekeeping job or a picking, packing job in a distribution center. There are many refugees who come with advanced skill, professional background, and Murtada, who is behind me, came to this country less than 2 years before we resettled him, his family, and he's going to share his experience and contribution. Thank you. Oh, by the way, sorry, I also like to thank Franklin County Job and Family Services so much, because I was resettled by Us Together, helped by Jewish Family Services to obtain the job through Franklin County support programs. Thank you, Director Vivian, Assistant Director Vivian, our contract manager, Susan Gregorek, is somewhere here. So thank you so much. And we have developed such a robust partnership in between us, the service providers, who in a day in and out serve refugee families here. So everybody here, we work together. We are in a partnership, and I would proudly say this is such a model program that can represent the country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Murtada Sheikhni. I am originally from Iraq. I left my country in 2006 because of the civil war. I have been living in 4 wars. In 1991, in 2003, in Civil War 2006, and the last war in Ukraine. I was living there in 2014. So in 2006, in civil wars, we left Iraq and we moved to Egypt. From Egypt, I decided to go and study in Ukraine civil engineering. So when I went there after 2 years in 2012, my family came to United States when I was in Ukraine. So I finished my school in 2014 and I decided to come to United States. I applied twice and I got rejected. Then I decided just to start my career. I went to Dubai to work as a civil engineer. After 2 years, I got an email from Ukraine, from embassy, United States Embassy in Ukraine, tells me I have approved to come to United States to reunite with my family. But from Dubai, I had no opportunity or no chance to get visa back to Ukraine. So I had to go back to Iraq, then I go to Ukraine. I did that. Then when I moved to Ukraine 2016, I had my first interview in embassy. So the consul just asked me a couple of questions. One of them, he saw my passport and he told me, where did you come from? I explained all the story. And he wrote something on my file and he handed it to me. I opened the file with word rejected and resubmit. So one of the assistant or his assistant came to me and she said, okay, you can resubmit and you have to go for background check. And every refugee knows what the background check is. It maybe take you 3 months or 20 years. So she told me, okay, it's not gonna take you that much. I decided to come to United States and wait the background check. So she told me, okay, it's not gonna be more than 3 months. And this 3 months became 2 years. 2 years of doing nothing because in that time I was undocumented in Ukraine. Then in these 2 years, I had nothing to do. I decided, I just was thinking, if I got approval and I came to United States, am I ready for this life, for a new life? My English language was like 10% of what I have now. So I decided to read the books to improve my English language. So long story short, in 2018, in January, I came to United States. But my family didn't know I'm coming, so I was a surprise for them. Yeah, so I didn't see them, I didn't meet them for 6 years. And I met them finally. Then when I came to United States, I had an opportunity or a chance to go and attend the CRIS, Community Refugee and Immigration Services classes. To be honest, no one encouraged me to go there. Sorry for that. No one encouraged me, but I believed in Chris. I believed they have something to give me. There's something I can get from them. So I attended the classes there, the English classes. I attended the employment classes there. And there's a lot of stuff I got from them. I can't count them. But I have been taught how to be adapted in my community, American community. I have been taught how to, I have been taught the English classes. I have been taught a lot of stuff. I can't count them. But because of Chris, I got the ESL placement test in the in Columbus State Community College. I got the highest level there. Then I started working in professional life. I started working with SMBH Structural Engineering as a drafter. Then I got promotion twice. So now I'm a project coordinator with SMBH, and I'm a structural engineer designer for them.
Congratulations.
Till now, I got 3 certificates in my field as an engineering, and 1 certificate with Columbus State, with Columbus City, in Leadership Academy, New American Leadership Academy. I just recently got them. I have one of my classmates, right? And I'm doing now. What I'm doing now, what my goal is just to make people, American people, not regret to accept me as a refugee. All people think refugee, they are just working in warehouses, but not. Refugees, like everybody, they have skills, they have knowledge. And sometimes the refugees, they think themselves, they are just refugee. They don't have any opportunity, or they don't have any chance, even if he's a doctor back home. But when he came here, he said, okay, I'm refugee, and I can't do anything. But it's not, that's wrong. You have skills, you have knowledge. And yeah, that's my message is, and my thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And so that I don't get fired, if we can, I love the passion. If we can keep our comments to the time, then the commissioners won't fire me later.
Thank you. Got the
Administrator, not the
message.
commissioner.
The administrator.
Commissioners love them.
Right.
It's the administrator.
Stories are amazing.
The stories are awesome. It's a lot of passion. I love it.
Good morning. I'm Karen Mosenter. Close. You were close with the name.
Good.
And I'm the CEO of Jewish Family Services. Serving refugees has been core to our mission since we were founded 111 years ago. And at that time, we were serving Jewish refugees who were coming here from Europe, making Columbus their home and building community. And since that time, we have served survivors of Nazi persecution from Europe and from the former Soviet Union, and continue to serve about 225 of them in Central Ohio. And during that time, or since that time, we have also served refugees of every race, every religion, many, many countries, and we continue to do so. We're very grateful for the county's support in doing that work. I'm not sure that you've been supporting us all 111 years, but nevertheless, it's been for a significant period of time, and we deeply appreciate it. Commissioner Boyce, we deeply appreciate your support in creating the New American Commission, Advisory Council. Sorry, I said that. I'm not sure which it is, but you know. And we appreciate being a part of that. And we want to thank Director Bivens, Assistant Director Turner, and our Program Director Extraordinaire, Susan Gregorek, who has been a true partner with us in this work, along with our other partners, Chris, ETSS, and us together. And so at this point, I want to turn it over to my colleagues, both of whom sought refuge here and built new lives here, and that is Tariq Muhammad and Blaise Balazir, and our client.
So, thank you. I don't want you to get fired because I need you. I'll be
I got
very,
two kids
very
in
quick.
college. I need my
I'll be quick. Thank you. We honestly want to say thank you. Thank you to FCDJFS, and thanks to our colleagues who work with us every day. I just wanted to introduce Martin. What you do and the way you fund us, it really invites other refugees from other cities to come here and make our community stronger. And you have no idea. I've been a recipient of this contract for the last 16 years. I have seen countless of Somalis, Nepalis, Congolese, and every community became stronger and started a business, start life in Franklin County, and invited others from California and Tennessee and everywhere else. So I just wanted to say thank you honestly, from a former refugee to still in my bones refugee, and I'm still an American citizen. But Martin here came to us very, very recently. We navigated, and he'll tell you quickly the story of his journey through Jewish Family Services and Franklin County.
Okay, morning.
Morning.
Okay, thank you. I'm Martin. I'm a refugee from Uganda, where I have been at least 12 years in the camp. So my English is too little. I know only French and Swahili, so you have to go ahead. Okay, I'm here since February 2019. I thank so much Jewish Family Services. I thank so much Franklin County for everything they have done for me. I've come with us together, and up to now, I'm able to know how I can do in America. I've got a job through Jewish Family Services. I've got something like furniture in the house through family from Jewish Family Services. I've met there someone like a friend, Blaise, who works with them. He showed me up to now how is America and how can do if you want to be an American. So I'm trying up to now to learn English as my second language through just Jewish Family Services. So I think so much Jewish Family Services and other agencies up to now. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Nadia Kasvin, and I'm a co-founder and director of Us Together. As a former refugee myself, I know the importance of providing continuum of services beyond basic needs. And so this particular funding, Refugee Social Services, allows us to do that, allows us to go beyond the first survival job. It allows us to provide individual assistance, and it's crucial in helping our clients to find sustainable jobs. Mm-hmm. And so I want to introduce our client who came as a refugee from Uganda, Shamim Nabaja. She came here as a refugee in 2017, and she got her first job in a warehouse. When we met her, we were able to provide individualized services to her. Through that, we were able to figure out her real talents, and we were able to figure out where she should go and what kind of job, what kind of training she needs to have a more sustainable job. So she wanted to be a health worker. So we helped to enroll her in a community health worker program. After 12 weeks, she graduated. She made great connections. She's now interviewing to find a job in this field. This will be a more sustainable job for her, and she will help her own community and all of us. As a community health worker, she will be able to advocate for their clients to take control of their social determinants of health, something that we talked about this morning, right? And she will be able to use her talents to help people around her. So I want to thank everybody for making this program possible, and I want to now introduce Shamim.
Hello, this is Shamim Nawaja from Uganda. I'm 21 years old. I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I thank Franklin County. It helped me so much. I came with Chris. So Franklin County helped me to give me some things to use, but they just helped me for 3 months, which was not enough for me because I'm just single. I'm just new in the country, but that's how things are done. So I wanted to go back to school, but I never wanted to get loan, and I also had to pay for my house where I live, so I had to get a quick job so that I can live. But when I was working, one of a friend from Uganda was also resettled here, so they told me to help her take her to work because I had bought a car with the first man I got. So he told me about us together, and then I asked him, is there an opportunity that they can help me to go to school? Then he told me I can talk to one of my case worker. So when she talked to her, she called me, and then she was so friendly, and then she helped me so much. She told me, what can you do? Which grade are you? So I told her everything. I finished my high school. I did this back home. And then she said, now what do you want to do? I told her, and then she told me, right now we have this program for healthcare committee, healthcare worker. Can you do it? I told her, of course, I can do everything. If I want to be successful. So then she helped me out, and then I enrolled in a program. They accepted me. I did interview, and then I did the course, and then I passed well. I got my CPR certificate. I got my primary. I got Cerebrate 1 card. I also got a certificate for Ohio State for clinic for nursing. So far I'm there, and then I'm looking for a job right now to work in community health worker, maybe even to go back to school.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so much. Just to express my thank you for you all, the Refugee Social Services Program impact to our agencies, it's Franklin County and City of Columbus Refugees and Immigrants. There are 3 impacts that I have been observed through this grant. Number 1, the impact for each and every individual of refugees coming to Franklin County. That I have been a provider for this program since 2009. For the last 10 years, my agency alone enrolled about 5,000 refugees in Central Ohio. And what it means, once they are employed refugees, they get another job, they get 2 or 3 jobs, they pay taxes, they become homeowners, they become, business owners, and the impact that they brought resources for this county is really enormous. And thank you for that, for doing for us. The second impact that I have seen from this Refugee Social Services Program is it brings us together. When you say us, the refugee serving agencies, Jewish Family Services, us together, CRIS, ETSS, we come together under the leadership of our county director, my friend Bevins, and Vivian, and spearheaded by Suzanne, that our staff met every month. They develop a curriculum, they share best practices, we make a better decision, and we advocate together. So this is really one of the only service programs that brings us together. That's what we are advocating, that for us, for all of us to work together. So I see that impact. The third impact that I have seen for this Refugee Social Service Program is that it brings us, for us, I try to bring the corporate funding, the City of Columbus, Columbus Foundation, United Way, to help us, because this support program cannot help all refugees coming. It's the newest refugees that's helping, but there are other refugees and immigrants who need help. That leverages this. Because of this program, we build our capacity and infrastructure and helps us to draw other funding sources to invest in our refugee immigrants. So these are the three impacts that really this refugee social support. The last quarter, this quarter alone, we place about 250 employees in one company alone through this collective grant opportunity. So I mean, the day-to-day activity, Tatiana is with me so that she will tell you how every day, because as you know, refugee immigrants the refugee number is really decreasing nowadays. We have very few refugees coming to Columbus or Franklin County. So we need to support on that, but we shift our strategies to target on our secondary migrants. People are coming from all different states. They love Columbus because of you. So thank you so much, and I'll share this to Tatiana.
Good morning. My name is Tatiana Bojanovsky, and I'm the site coordinator on the east side for the adult services. And I am an immigrant. 31 and a half years ago, my family and I came, and Franklin County has been our home since then. I have been with ETSS for about 7 years, but I'm here to tell you about not just one single success story. There are too many to share. Everyone who walks through our doors has a goal and has needs, and that's how we help them. As we were driving to this meeting this morning, I handed Dr. Salashi a list of 18 people who came in our office yesterday to look for a job. All 18 of them are going through orientation today and are going to have a job. A third of them are RSS as well. This is on top of 250 plus for the last quarter that had gotten a job. Now I want you to think about these 250 or almost 300 now families that will bring bread to the table, who will be able to go out and take the kids out for school supplies shopping. They will be able to do everything that they always wished to do. So, but this would have been impossible if it wasn't for the help, and we very much appreciate the help from county, and we ask that you continue to support us because they need us. And I also want to add something else, and Dr. Salashi touched on it a little bit, the secondary migrants that come. Just yesterday, I had clients that came from New York State, from Georgia, from Arizona, and from Nevada, all in one day. And they all, in Texas, yes, Texas. And they all said, we love Columbus. Columbus is a beautiful city. Columbus is safe. And it's so easy to find a friend and someone to help. So I hope that these individuals really stay and make Columbus their home for the rest of their lives. Thank you.
So thank you to everybody. It's fantastic stories, and so no, Director Bivens isn't going to get fired. At least not this week. The thing that really strikes is that that you guys are all helping to provide and work with these folks to help them in their job search. But Nadia brought up the issue that she brought up. It stuck with me from when we were doing our steering committee work during all of our poverty work that we've been doing over the last year. And I remember you saying it then, and you said it again today. Helping folks find the initial job is important because it helps them to get on their feet, right. Become stable. But it's then helping them from there to then find that sustainable job. And your example of Shameen this morning of you get the job in the warehouse that helps you to become stable, but then to be able to then go from there to really find and go on the search to find the sustainable job that then builds a life and builds a career and helps them then to become a real member, folks that are real members of the community, real members of the economy. And then Dr. Saleshi talking about the 5,000 immigrants that he has helped over the course of the 10 years that I've been working with you for 10 years. This is an economic driver in Central Ohio. We think we're doing great social service work here, but at the same time, when you look at the long-term investment that we've made here, this is an economic driver in Central Ohio. And so thank you guys for all the work that you do, on all the lives that you impact and all the change that you make.
We're a better community because we are open and welcoming. And for that, I'm very grateful to all of you. Thank you.
Pending any questions, we would ask for your approval of this resolution, Commissioners.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 555-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 555-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 556-19, resolution approving a subaward agreement with St. Vincent Family Centers to support transportation services for Medicaid-eligible children participating in the day treatment programs in the amount of $600,000.
This resolution will approve a subaward agreement with St. Vincent's Family Centers for Medicaid-eligible children ages 3 to 12 years old with significant mental and behavioral health needs. St. Vincent's Day Treatment Program provides mental health counseling and services for an average of 6 to 9 months to ensure children are prepared to return to school ready to learn. Under this agreement, St. Vincent's will serve approximately 150 to 175 children, utilizing pass-through funds from the Ohio Department of Medicaid to fund FCDJFS to support non-emergency medical transportation. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 556-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce? Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 556-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. I just would like to add, Job and Family Services has 150 people walking on Saturday. We are looking for more people to walk because another levy agency challenged us, and that's like Jim Shimmer, someone asking you to meet him on the playground and you got to go. So we're looking for more walkers. Thank you.
Good to know. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 557-19, resolution to adjust the boundaries of Upper Arlington Township, thereby making them conform to the boundaries of the City of Upper Arlington, case number annex -18-19.
And it's official.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snapp, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. I'm joined today by Jamie Edwards in our office, who's our Business Service Officer. We have 10 resolutions to walk you through, so let's get started. This resolution is to consider a boundary change petition to adjust the boundary lines of Upper Arlington Township to conform to the boundaries of the City of Upper Arlington. This petition was filed by the City of Upper Arlington pursuant to Ordinance Number 48-2019 on June 24th, 2019, authorizing the submission of a petition to the Board of County Commissioners requesting that the boundary lines of Upper Arlington Township be changed to make them conform with the corporate limits of the City of Upper Arlington for the Clinton Township area included in the annexation. The area to be adjusted includes a parcel of land annexed to the City of Upper Arlington from Clinton Township and approved on October 30th, 2018 by the Franklin County Board of Commissioners as a regular annexation known as ANX-22-18. Property consists of .610 acres at 2376 North Star Road. The property is located west and east of North Star Road, south of West Lane Avenue, west of Carmack Road, and north of Kinnear Road. The City of Upper Arlington accepted the annexation by Ordinance Number 39-2019 on June 3rd, 2019. Petition has been filed in accordance with Section 503.07 of the Ohio Revised Code. Pending any questions, staff request your approval of this petition. And I just want to note a couple things. The paper township in this particular instance is Upper Arlington Township. At briefing, there was a question regarding Upper Arlington Township. I was able to find documentation with the help of the main library. There was a very helpful librarian in the local history and genealogy section. I want to mention him by name because I think it's important for me to do so. Mr. Nick Taggart, who did find minutes from the 1940s that Upper Arlington Township was established by the city of Upper Arlington to match the boundaries of the city of Upper Arlington. I know Commissioner Brown had a question about that at briefing, and I was able to establish that indeed Upper Arlington Township was formed in the 1940s. So, did want to let you know that.
No, I knew we had a Montgomery Township was
Yeah,
a paper township.
me
I didn't
too.
know that we had a second paper
Right.
township in this town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Thank you for finding that
You're
out.
welcome.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 557-19.
Second. Thank
Moved
you
in.
to Mr. Taggart.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 557-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 558-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Nadine K. Lewis and John D. Partlow at 7280 Marlin Avenue, Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 43068.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nadine Lewis and John Partlow received $3,525 in November of 2002. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 558-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 558-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 559-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Terry L. Young at 425 Darby Court, Galloway, Ohio, 43119.
Terry Young received $15,000 in November of 2011. The obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 559-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 559-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 560-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Phyllis Ratliff at 1596 Eastfield Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43223.
Phyllis Ann Ratcliffe received $15,000 in June of 2007. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 560-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution for 560-19 has been adopted. Resolution for 561-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Patricia Hahn at 6706 London Groveport Road, Grove City, Ohio, 43123.
Patricia Hahn received $2,298 in March of 2006. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 561-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 561-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 562-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Randy Spencer, 1090 Columbus Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43216.
Randy Spencer received $5,512.50 in November of 2011. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 562-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution for 562-19 has been adopted. Resolution for 563-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Spence Carter at 1622 Peabody Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43223.
Spence Carter received $3,726 in December of 2006. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 563-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution for 563-19 has been adopted. Resolution for 564-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instruments for Wilma J. Adams at 4089 Castle Boulevard, Grove City, Ohio, 43123.
William Adams received $15,000 in June of 2006. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 564-19.
Yeah. Or second, sorry.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 564-19 has been adopted. Resolution 565-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Ruth Stelzer at 3816 Alma Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43219.
Ruth Stelzer received $1,789 in October of 2006. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 565-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 565-19 has been adopted. Resolution 566-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Betty A. Brown at 1634 Randsburg Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43223.
Betty Brown received $15,000 in September of 2005. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 566-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 566-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Community partnership.
Resolution 567-19, resolution authorizing a one-year contract with Heart of Ohio Family Center to provide school-based health care to under and uninsured Franklin County residents with increased access to quality health care in the amount of $250,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Tlerk with the Office of Management and Budget on behalf of Dana McCrary, our Community Partnerships Coordinator. This first resolution is exciting to bring the first Catalyst Grant contract before you. This contract in the amount of $250,000 will be used by Heart of Ohio Family Health Center to open a school-based health center in Whitehall. With us is Dr. Buhari, Chief Executive Officer for Heart of Ohio, to talk a little bit about the program.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner, Madam President Brown, Commissioner Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Franklin County administrators, and residents. Good morning to all. My name is Dr. Buhari Mohammed. I'm the CEO of Heart of Ohio Family Health Centers.
I'm Yama Morgan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Heart of Ohio.
I'm glad to be here this morning to testify in support of this resolution. That stems from the unique and highly competitive opportunity you provided to all service entities in Franklin County. Commissioners, with your noble work of supporting and uplifting all Franklin County residents to ensure that every resident needs met on a fundamental social wellness, economic, and environmental level. With this funding support from you, Heart of Ohio Family Health Center will be able to start a provision of school-based health care in collaboration with Whitehall City School to provide a school-based health center. We believe in our children and our youth, so by providing this school-based health center, this is going to impact our children in a fundamental way. With the counties and areas that have provided this school-based health center, there is a statistic that shows a lot of improvement in an outcome. Providing this school-based health center will provide access to health care, reducing health disparity. It will also reduce, based on study, chronic absenteeism, and enhance improvement of learning outcomes. We will also address mental health when we are in the school base. We will be coaching on healthy eating and then active living. Teen pregnancy prevention will be another area that we look into. Substance use disorder prevention, asthma and other chronic diseases treatment, immunization, as well as addressing social determinant of health. What I just mentioned have been studied to be true outcome in the community that have adopted and implemented a school-based healthcare. Take chronic absenteeism due to illness, for example. This may lead to decreased learning opportunity and increase the likelihood of dropping out from school. If a young learner's health issue could be addressed so that they return to the classroom, this will improve learning outcome. And according to Superintendent Brian Hamler, executive summary report that he released in January 2019, Whitehall City School enrollment in the past 7 years has increased by 555 students. That is second highest percentage increase, that's 24% in the state. Heart of Ohio Family Health Centers, as a federal qualified health center, and due to our whole person approach in healthcare services provision and the background that we have, is uniquely positioned to provide school-based healthcare to the student of the Whitehall City Schools. Pending any question, I will respectfully ask for the approval of this resolution, and as always, we thank you for what you do for the community.
Thank you to Dr. Muhammad. I do have a couple of questions, if you don't mind. They're probably directed at the administration rather than you, but you might be able to help. So I want to make sure I understand. We're giving this the first Catalyst grant, and this is establishing this new health center relationship with Whitehall City Schools, correct? And so this is the startup.
This this is the first of our, I think, 13 Catalyst grant awards that were identified this year through the process in the spring. The county has had a partnership with Heart of Ohio for a number of years. Yeah. This is a separate, new, and innovative program to bring this school-based clinic to the Whitehall City School.
So that's what I want to zero in on my question. So that this is a new clinic being established, and so I just want to make sure that the long-term funding for this clinic, there is a strategy in place for the long-term funding, because it's my understanding the Catalyst grants were just that, to help kind of start up these initiatives, and then funding long-term would be, a part of the strategy and plan go forward. I just wanted to, because I didn't hear that in any of the presentations.
Right.
So.
Commissioner Boyce will explain to you that it's a health center or health system have to be sustainable. So we are looking at the student, and we are looking at the community, and also the administrators over there as a revenue generation for sustainability. We anticipate a lot of Medicaid, so we'll be billing for the services. That's a sustainable effect of the program. So this is a startup, and then we have to sustain our school base. And the model that we are using, there's several models in the nation. There is one that you embed yourself in the school, which is when the school is closed, you close. When there is a weather issue, you don't go. We don't want to do that. So in our conversation with Brian Hamler, the superintendent, we went an unfettered access in the school. So even when, and we want to operate 12 months, just like a business. So we sustain ourselves. So there is that long-term sustainability effect as a clinic, not only for students, but also open for
Sure, the motto is outstanding. I think that the shared facility of a school as sort of any center of strength for any neighborhood is the right strategy and the right approach.
Right.
What I was kind of getting at, and it really wasn't directed at any shortcoming of the presentation or anything like that.
Right.
It was more just, I want to make sure when we, as commissioners, we often have to project beyond the sort of here. This is perfect,
Right.
but there's going to come a point where the funding, we're going to have to shift funding to
Yes.
something
Yes.
else, and I don't want the program to die.
That's right.
Because we have to shift funding. So
That's
I just want to be assured
Yes.
that yes, while we're seeding this, and
Right.
and I'm hope that we seed it in the right way
Right.
for years or whatever,
Uh-huh.
if that's the right thing, but that it's sustainable
Yes.
beyond our funding, because this isn't permanent.
Right.
It's not a permanent resource, and I just want to be clear, because we need to do more models just like this. Where there's a partnership and the ability to sustain it, more importantly,
Right.
exists. And so the model is perfect. I've seen it work very well in other places. I was just in Portland, Oregon, and looking closely at some models very similar. And so the key is long-term funding and
Right.
being able to support it,
Right.
sustain it.
Right,
So-
and then we are very appreciative with Superintendent Brian Hamlet's enthusiasm, willingness, and those are the two things. You have a willingness from the health system who want to do that, and you have a willingness from the superintendent who also want to provide that. Those are the two things that I think will support in that sustainability
Sure.
going forward.
Great.
Makes sense.
If there are no further comments or questions,
No.
move for adoption of 567-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 567-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 568-19, resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into an agreement with the Ohio State University College of Social Work to host student interns for practicum experience.
Commissioners, the Ohio State University has established the practicum experience as part of its requirement, leading to a degree from the College of Social Work. The practicum experience is intended to develop qualified social workers for potential employee selection. The hope is that we'll have the first student in January as part of this agreement. It is at no cost to the county since they do receive credit for this. So I think it's a great partnership, especially with a number of social service agencies, not just under the Board of Commissioner agencies, but some of our levy partners that we'd like to, again, have that wide experience for the student when they come in. So we'll be definitely working with our partner agencies on this.
Great.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 568-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 568-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 569-19, resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into an agreement with the United Way of Central Ohio for purchase of grant management software in the amount of $5,760.
And the final resolution under community partnerships is a contract with the United Way to be able to use their EC Impact grant management system. This would authorize a sublicense for us to be able to receive applications for upcoming community partnership applications, as well as to receive reporting. I know as part of this, the City of Columbus has also used this system. And then also, I think longer term, looking at other county agencies with grants to be able to leverage this to not only, to also then coordinate with getting outcomes so that we can identify funding, from the different sources, so we can kind of identify a comprehensive set of outcomes that are consistent across not only within the county, but with the City of Columbus and United Way. So pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 569-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 569-19 has been adopted.
Thank you. Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 570-19, resolution authorizing sub-grant awards and contracts for services to provide law enforcement and crime reduction initiatives under the fiscal year 2018 Justice Assistant Grant in the amount of $285,659.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels, Director of Justice Policy and Programs. We have already asked for, and you've granted your acceptance of the fiscal year 2018 Byrne Justice Assistance Grant funding in an amount of roughly $483,000. This is our first set of distributing those dollars to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, the City of Whitehall and the City of Columbus. You'll notice on here that the total award to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office is a little lighter than you would normally expect to see it. You would expect to see it roughly the same size as the City of Columbus. And that's because we need to thank the Sheriff's Office. $54,000 of the money that would normally have gone to them through this allocation, they are putting toward the salary and support of the medically assisted treatment coordinator that's inside the jail, and we're taking the rest of it from other grant funding. So we are splitting that individual so that money doesn't get granted to them. It stays in our budget and goes out directly to the employee. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
I'd like to follow up with you. Not what I'm doing do it now, but if you could reach out to my office the next day or so, unless even just by phone. I have a question, talk to something.
Absolutely.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 570-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 570-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Public Facilities Management.
Resolution 571-19, resolution authorizing appropriation adjustments for various maintenance and construction projects.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Also joining me today is Lauren Stahl, Assistant Director and CFO.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This resolution authorizes supplemental appropriations to support various maintenance and construction projects managed by PFM for the remainder of 2019, such as minor office reconfigurations at EMA and Human Resources, concrete work, maintenance and upgrades to building systems, and a modification to lease space and parking lot replacement at the Board of Elections building. This request also authorizes appropriation adjustments to the Corrections Center Bond Fund to reconcile appropriations with anticipated expenses associated with contracts already awarded for the new Corrections Center. Lastly, there's also a transfer of appropriations in order to reallocate existing budget dollars. We appreciate OMB's guidance and assistance with this request. Pending any questions, this agency requests your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 571-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 571-19 has been adopted.
In case there are any conspiracy theorists out there, we did not raise the temperature as high as possible today to show the importance of proactive preventive maintenance on building systems. So sorry for that. We had a lot of special guests today and made it a little
I
challenging.
didn't notice it's always this hot in my office.
Is it?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah. Until the wintertime, and then it's conversely this cold in my office in the wintertime.
So thank
Which
you
I
for
don't
your
mind.
That's why you have the blanket.
Yeah. No, that's just for when you come to visit.
Resolution 572-19, resolution authorizing a contract extension with the Republic Services of Ohio Hauling, LLC, for the collection, transportation, and delivery for disposal, processing of refuse and recyclable materials generated at and collected from Franklin County facilities in the amount of $230,000.
This resolution authorizes a one-year contract extension with Republic Services of Hauling, LLC, a local firm, for the collection, transportation, and delivery for the disposal and/or processing of refuse and recyclable materials generated at and collected from Franklin County facilities. We've been satisfied with the service provided by Republic Services for 4 years. The resolution authorizes the final 1-year option to extend. This is not to exceed contract because the cost is determined by the actual quantity of required pickups. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this contract extension.
If there are no comments or questions, move for, I was still reading the last resolution, looking at something. Sorry. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 572-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 572-19 has been adopted. Resolution 573-19, resolution authorizing a contract with the Huntington National Bank, N.A. for operation of automated teller machines in the Franklin County Government Center.
This is the first of two companion resolutions to provide ATMs for convenient use on our downtown government center by our building residents and visitors. The first contract allows for continued placement and maintenance of an ATM by the Huntington National Bank located at the lobby level in the pavilion. This is a 2-year contract with optional extensions, and the ATM is provided at no cost to the county. Pending any questions, PFM requests your approval of this agreement.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 573-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 573-19 has been adopted. Resolution 574-19, resolution authorizing the contract with CME Federal Credit Union for operation of automated teller machines in the Franklin County Government Center.
This companion resolution allows for continued maintenance of an ATM by CME Federal Credit Union located on the 16th floor of this tower. This is also a 2-year contract with optional extensions, and the ATM is provided at no cost to the county as well. Pending any questions, PFM requests your approval of this agreement.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 574-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 574-19 has been adopted. Resolution 575-19, resolution authorizing a contribution agreement to the Capital Crossroads Special Improvement District of Columbus Incorporated in the amount of $83,530.
Next, we have two companion resolutions for your consideration, each asking for your continued support of the efforts of our partners in Special Improvement Districts, or SIDS. The county has downtown properties located within the boundaries of the Capital Crossroads Special Improvement District and the Discovery Special Improvement District. Our government center buildings are located in the Capital Crossroads District, and Memorial Hall on Broad Street is located in the Discovery District. Our partners in the SIDS work to improve the safety and overall aesthetics in these areas. This morning with us is Cass Freeland, Office Administrator and Special Projects of the SID, who will speak briefly about their programs and activities. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this action.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner O'Grady, and Boyce for the opportunity to say a few words about our program. We appreciate your continued support of our program. In 2018, Capital Crossroads and Discovery SIDS worked to maintain a clean, safe, and welcoming downtown environment for residents, employees, students, and visitors. Highlights of our year include providing over 48,000 hours of safety services, 1,500 quality of life issues, 14,000 hours of cleaning services, removing nearly 2,000 graffiti tags or handbills downtown, installing and maintaining various landscaping projects in the public realm, providing nearly 3,700 hours of outreach services to people experiencing homelessness downtown, including assisting over 1,000 people at the open shelter and main library, and assisting 127 people moving off the streets into shelter or permanent housing. In addition to cleaning and safety services, the SIDS operate the Pearl Market, a farmers and vendors market in Pearl Alley and Gay Streets downtown from May through October. Thanks to support from Franklin County, we've been able to distribute over $8,000 worth of produce perks and $12,000 worth of SNAP benefits into the local economy. We're also grateful for your partnership. Franklin County's financial contribution is helpful, but also the support of staff at Franklin County Justice Policy and Programs, Homeland Security and Regional Communications, Facilities Management, and the Sheriff's Office are invaluable to us. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I have not. I've been getting out to a lot of the farmers markets around the county. I haven't gotten to the Pearl Market. How's it going with the? Because you guys moved back from the State House lawn this year.
Did move back from the State House lawn this year.
How's it going with all of the scaffolding and everything around the State House?
The vendors have told us that it's better than it was at the State House because people just weren't crossing the street to come shop. In terms of overall sales, though, we're at about half of what we were before that construction project started.
How long will the scaffolding and the construction be around?
It will be there 3 years, so we're at about the 1 year mark. So we're looking at some different strategies to encourage shoppers. They did a survey with the Farmers Market Network of Ohio last week, just trying to see how we can get more folks out to shop. We did increase our number of farmers this year, though, which was great.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 575-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 575-19 has been adopted. Resolution 576-19, resolution authorizing a contribution agreement to the Discovery Special Improvement District of Columbus Incorporated in the amount of $19,874.
This resolution is the companion agreement for the Discovery SID, and again, Memorial Hall is located within that district. I would just like to add that the SID staff have been great ambassadors for the city and long-time partners of the county. So pending any questions, PFM requests your approval of this action.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 576-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 576-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Human Resources.
Resolution 577-19, resolution authorizing a contract with Clemens Nelson Associates Incorporated for consulting services for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners in the amount of $22,000.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
For your consideration today is a renewal of our contract with Clemens Nelson to provide human resource consulting services. We use them for job audits, training, surveys, and labor relations services. Pending any questions you may have, I respectfully request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 577-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 577-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Purchasing.
Resolution 578-19, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,834,899.50.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of the Purchasing Department. This resolution seeks approval of 107 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. This resolution includes 25 eligible POs totaling approximately $107,000. These are POs for goods and services that have a higher likelihood of participation by small and emerging business enterprises. And of these POs, 11 were awarded to SCBEs, totaling $84,207.58. This is 44% of the eligible PO volume and 79% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I recommend approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 578-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 578-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any generalizations? We are adjourned.
Sue.
The street, 8 houses down from me.